Okay, today we're playing a game on King's Row. We are in the Masters SR range, and we will be playing Ashe the entire way through. And our current team composition is Reinhardt, Zarya, Ashe, Tracer, Lucio, and Ana. So, a pretty boring team composition, really. We kind of don't have many good nano boost targets. We got pretty much Rein and Zarya, depending on how you look at it. Well, we got Bob as well, I suppose, but the thing is with Bob is that if they just trank Bob, that's kind of it, isn't it? It's okay, though. The D.Va always wakes the Bob up. It's always the D.Va, isn't it? Whenever somebody gets put to sleep, it's like a D.Va will spontaneously generate on the map to wake somebody up. It's just how it seems to be, isn't it? So, anyway, pretty boring team comp. So let's just start the game. So we'll chuck some dynamite at them right at the start of the game. Maybe we'll get some free ult charge, and we are rewarded with 20% charge, I think we're going to get. A little bit more. 22. Nice. Easy peasy. So, they're coming in hard and fast. Got the dynamite on them again. And just like that, we're almost halfway towards being able to deploy the boy. Or daddy. And our team, you know, we came out the backside. Missed a couple times. And during this period, our whole team has gotten just kind of wrecked behind us. So, we're pretty hosed by that point. We need to kind of stop shooting at them to throw the dynamite at them first, which is a little bit awkward, because we just kind of ended up standing there for a second, awkwardly waiting for it. So, you know, not super efficient time-wise, but our team got absolutely annihilated while we were doing that. So, unless we were going to come out the backside and kill like 3 people, it was never going to go particularly well. So, up onto the high ground we go. Unfortunate thing about King's Row is that the high ground tends to be in a little bit of an awkward location always, doesn't it? It's like, that high ground's good, but you can't see very far. The high ground next to the bar is good, but pretty exposed. Like, you know, it's kind of hard to find good high ground on this map before the 3rd checkpoint. The statue gets in the way on the 1st checkpoint, you know. So here comes Doomfist, and yep, Gotta react pretty quickly to get away from Meteor Strike as Ashe, sadly. And, yeah, You know, that's Doomfist for you right there. Get Meteor struck, and if you're a relatively slow hero, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? You're gonna get fisted. That's what you're gonna do. So we can almost send Daddy out. It's very weird to listen to the game because all the characters are speaking in moon runes, so it's very odd to listen to. So, we've deployed Bob, and he's kind of in the corner, so it's a little bit awkward for him to see people. Oh, we've had to jump down to touch the payload, but it's not gonna be going too well for very long. Zarya has decided to use Graviton, which is most likely just gonna be a waste. The dynamite managed to get people after we died, so we still got to build up a bit of ult charge. Good times. Yeah, Bob ended up in kind of a weird place just because, well, not really a weird place, but an awkward place just because he's in, like, the little nook, so he doesn't have, like, the greatest line of sight, but it's going to be hard to get Bob to have a really good line of sight right there. Sorry, Daddy. I keep calling him Bob, but his actual name is Daddy. So the Zarya is very powerful right now. Just kind of gave up on trying to shoot her and chucked some dynamite at her instead, which, you know, fair enough, but we don't, you know, tanks are pretty easy to hit. It's going to be better to shoot the tank rather than chuck the dynamite at them. You know, like the dynamite takes off a fair chunk of health off a squishy target. A tank, they don't really care all that much, so we'll try to throw the dynamite down there, but accidentally missed, and threw it right in our own face. Throw Bob out. He should be on the payload. Yeah, he looks like he's touching the payload. Good job, Bob. Good job, good job. Didn't quite manage to finish the kill on the Ana, so, you know, aim better. Click on the man's head, and you will be rewarded with SR. That's, you know, pretty undeniably true, and that's why they pay me the big bucks right there. Such sterling advice. God, I'm still so tired. I apologize for my sluggishness, but I was tired yesterday, and now I'm operating on like 3 hours sleep from that point, so it's going really good over here. So, Now, third checkpoint. We've got some good high ground to abuse, finally. Oh no, Nanoblade. Yeah, you know, like, what are you gonna do, right? It's one of those things. It comes at you, you're not meant to survive. It's meant to kill you, so... to be honest with you, most of this round so far, oh, bye Reinhardt, has been a series of unfortunate events, which would be rather difficult to change the course of by ourselves. So we heard Meteor Strike happening, which is why we did that. The best thing you can do as Ashe is pretty much wait until he's about to land, and then use it, because he can only be up in the air for so long anyway. And then you're in the air when he starts coming down, so you can dodge it, but, like, you know, that's also kind of a crapshoot for different reasons. Very greedy to try and stand on that high ground right now, given that most of our team is falling back, and they're all just kind of standing there mostly uncontested, so we end up basically just looking like one of the ducks at the fairground to him. Here's Doomfist, and yeah, you know. Unfortunately, Ashe has trouble surviving against a Doomfist, even if as long as the Doomfist plays well, he pretty much kills Ashe. So that round went really badly, and unless we were gonna play like an absolute god and just kill multiple people single-handedly, it was gonna be very hard. What we got going on in the chat here? Can we get Ghost? I feel like when I was playing around, I had 0 pressure on enemy Rhine. Well, we have better DPS for that now, at least. If he lowers shield, he should get it. Sure. Great talk, team. We've established a lot. So we have mostly the same team, but now Tracer is McCree instead. McCree probably better than Tracer overall. I think McCree's pretty good on King's Row, personally. Mostly just because of how fights tend to just break out into these brawls that McCree is better at than most hit scan DPS. Well, all other hit scan DPS, basically. So we go over this way, and almost get Genji. Tried to get him with the, what's it called? Coach gun. I was going to say trench gun, but that is not correct, the coach gun. But unfortunately, he managed to get away. So it's a very high-risk, high-reward play right there, right? Like, Ashe isn't very good at doing flanking stuff, but she does a lot of damage, so if we click on the men correctly, they will all die, but if we do not click on the men correctly, we will die instead, because we're in a bad position for Ashe. It's hard to even use the coach gun to escape over here, so really want her dead. Follow after her. Anna's fucking dead. Hooray. Look at that. Everything worked out swimmingly. Managed to return right as the fight was turning around for us and clean up some kills. So, now we've gone way up ahead. Might as well, you know, because payload moves a little bit faster when you got 3 people on it, but if you can just keep a lot of people, if you can just keep them away from the payload, that's better overall, so... Now we're starting to back up a little bit. Rest of our team, you know, they're interested in staying and fighting. Now we're all starting to back up. We've got Daddy ready to go. Doomfist arrived. Coach come back. In goes Daddy, and I think Daddy got nano boosted as well. Yep, but look at that, he's sleepy. As predicted. It's okay though. By the time he was sleepy, he had already killed 2 people, so it's all going great. Yeah, everything's going swimmingly now. And that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter. Oh my god, Genji, what are you doing? Doesn't matter how well you defend. All that really matters is how well you attack at the end of the day. And we're doing fine attacking. So now they have a Junkrat, which is pretty good for us as Ashe, honestly. Junkrat's not a huge concern for Ashe unless he can, like, get the drop on you, so... Or, you know, you just end up walking into a few bombs, which happens, certainly. I would know. That's why I'm bad at playing flankers. I'll just trip over a Junkrat mine, even if there isn't a Junkrat on the map. So, now we can get to stand up here and try on this high ground. Oh, we're getting into a fight with the other Ashe. Did manage to get a headshot on her, but we couldn't actually finish the kill. How sad. Getting into a duel with another Ashe is always super stressful. I'm not a fan of it. So... Little bit off, just a little bit off. It's really hard for me to tell, like, I don't have bad depth perception, but, like, for some reason it's very hard for me to tell how far away the dynamite is from me. It's just one of those things where, like, I always undershoot it. So now we get to stand up here and play Ashe and have a good time. Send Daddy in again to do some work. Unfortunately, Junkrat Tire killed both healers, so it's going to be hard for us to win the fight. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was scary. Daddy did manage to kill a few people, and then other Daddy, Cowboy Daddy, managed to kill some other people. So even though we have no right to actually have still won the fight, the McCree and Ashe ended up killing a lot of people. How lore appropriate of them. So, everything went great. So, we've got way more time than them. For some reason, even though we're coming out of the Defender spawn, I was like, who has more time right now? Now, we've got way more time than them, so that went great. So now, no doubt they're tilted, because they had a really good attacking round, at least what felt like a really good attacking round at the time, but then the other team turns around and just twice as good, right there, right then. And that's always very heartening, isn't it? Oh, well, I guess that round wasn't so good after all, was it? Chuck the dynamite over, see if we can get rewarded some more ult charge. They didn't fall for it a second time. Unfortunate. So, they've got a Widowmaker, which is inconvenient for us as Ashe, because Widowmaker definitely has the advantage over us, needing to only shoot us once. So we got the dynamite on a lot of people right there. Widow scary. Managed to hit Ashe. Oh, and we want that Ashe dead, don't we? We want that Ashe so... Or not that Ashe, that Ana. The other A one. We want that Ana so bad. We got that headshot and we're like... I gotta get her! That's very, very greedy play. Especially since Ana can just throw the grenade at her own feet. So... a very high-risk, high-reward play is how we'll put it in polite terms, in frank terms. Oh, that was mad greedy, yo. We were just like, let's see if we can get this kill before Widow can get us. Didn't really work out. So fight's starting to go badly now. Once people start dying, that tends to be the case, so hardly surprising. Only halfway towards Daddy this time, sadly. Here comes Reaper, and Reaper's fucking dead now. Don't try and get into a fight with Ashe in that kind of location, because Reaper hasn't exactly got a lot of room to juke with down there, has he? So, Widow did shoot us, but it doesn't look like she's trying to chase after us, so that's good. Up onto the high ground we go. They're still, like, way far ahead right now, but our team's probably going to start trying to push up. Everybody should be regrouping by now. Yeah, look at that dynamite. Oh, good times, man. It always feels so good. The dynamite ticking sound, like, that's 90% of the reason I love playing Ashe, is just getting the dynamite on someone and hearing the tick, 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 tick. When my friend who plays Mercy, like, damage boosted me, when I had the dynamite on, she was like, oh my god, do it again. Just do it again. It's such a satisfying noise. That's the whole reason to play Ashe, right there. What about the, like, shooting someone in the head and just killing them? Yeah, that's good and all, but have you thrown the dynamite at someone and heard it tick at all? Like, shit's pretty nice. The only noise that's better than that in Overwatch is when you boop a diva off the map in mech, and then she just hits the kill plane and is just like... Now that's the best noise. Hit markers. Very, very, very gratifying noises, it turns out. That Pavlovian conditioning. So we've got Daddy, jump back down to throw out Daddy. Ah, fuck, Widow shot us in the face. It's alright, we already deployed Bob. That's like 90% of the work done right there. Because, you know, Bob's the real hero here, really. We want to get to using Bob as quickly as possible. Do you think they'll make Bob into an actual hero? They can't, right? Not since he's somebody else's ultimate. But I would want to play as Bob, honestly. I feel like Bob would be very satisfying to play as. You know, just 1,000 health, big old minigun on your arm. Good times, good times. So, Reinhardt sounded so weird when he yelled "hammered down" in these strange moon runes. I've gone back to listen to it again. Hammer it down! It sounds so weird. Anyway. So, oh, that's a lot of ultimates. We might have killed somebody with the coach gun right there, and I might have died regardless, but she's, you know... We helped her along, probably, but hey, yeah, she was probably going to die regardless, it's fine. So, they're in overtime now. We've only got to get them off the payload, that's all that matters. We don't have a lot of ultimates to use right now, unfortunately. But they did just use a lot of ultimates on their go-round, so... Waited a little long to throw the dynamite up there, because, you know, she wasn't going to come back out after we got the headshot, so we could have just immediately thrown the dynamite up there to try and reduce the chances of her healing before the dynamite can get her. And, Widow's got the advantage over Ashe in the matchup, sadly, being, you know... When you've only got to click on somebody once, and they need to click on you more times than once, it tends to be a little bit hard to win the matchup if you both play, like, as well as you can. So, whole team's dead. It's not exactly looking great. Just, you know, intuit that Widow's probably up there. Turns out she was over there, but she's fucking dead now. That's right, suck it, Widow. Widow, I'm sure, does a lot of sucking if the internet's to be believed, anyway. So, now, everybody's getting into a fight over there. We're going to be able to just sit over here uncontested, because they're more interested in touching the payload right now. We don't need to be moving forward, really. Long-range hit scan hero. We don't really want to move closer to the payload, but I mean, it's nitpicking at that point, isn't it? What was Zarya gonna do, right? So, now, we've got to get it most of the way there, but I mean, we got 4.5 minutes to work with, so hey, all we've got to do is a moderate imitation of the first round we did, and the first attacking round, and that's good enough. So we're going to try for the same play we went for last time, and see if it goes a little bit better. And, see Bridget over there. Maybe we'll give up on that one. Oh, no. So, we're dying a lot because we're basically... We try to do some greedy stuff, pretty much. Like, basically trying to, like, find these cute angles on the side. There's a math joke in there, but a cute angle. And we've gotten punished for it a few times at this point. See, here comes Bridget again. She didn't actually stun us, but she came pretty close, so we were coming pretty close to getting punished again. So, you know, we do some greedy positioning stuff occasionally, and it's leading to a few deaths. Who are we peeping right now? Was it that person? Was it the person that killed us? I think so. Whatever. I wasn't paying enough attention. I'm tired. Leave me alone. So... We are most of the way to having Bob. That's good. And here they come. Up on the statue we go. Not exactly the greatest high ground in the world, but it is definitely high ground. Elevator music's playing in my mind. Hold on. I'll get back there in a second. So, fight. Going well. Yes. Wonderful. Ultimates make it so much easier to win the fight, don't they? We still got a lot of time. We're trying to chase down a few kills right here, which is kind of greedy, but chances of getting punished were relatively low, so hardly the end of the world. I sleep. So, what did Bridget say? Did she say ready, steady, go when she ults in this strange dialect? Anyway, whatever. You can't even hear. It's whatever. So out goes Bob. Go get him, Daddy. Reinhardt's been nano boosted as well. Oh, good heavens, that sure is a lot of ultimates, isn't it? That's right. We get to win that team fight because we just threw 4 ultimates at them. So. Now we get to push basically the whole way through part 2 without too much resistance, which is nice. But we do still have to go through most of the 3rd checkpoint still. Somebody's calling out Reaper's going to flank with Death Blossom, which is likely. He hasn't used his ultimate so far, so he's probably pretty close to having it. Oh, look, here he is. Oh, yeah, I mean, this is one of the most likely ways he's gonna flank, because Reapers love to drop down on you with Death Blossom, so even, like, going up onto the high ground right there is kind of greedy, and now we're going for more nice little behind-them stuff. Ooh, just, yeah, take as long as you need to line the shot up, honestly, you know? He didn't know we were there, so there was no need to rush it, just take the extra time to line it up. And we did line it up, but we ended up dying anyway, which is, you know, unfortunate. Shockingly enough, dying, as it turns out, is unfortunate and best avoided if at all possible. So most of the way to having Bob again. There we go. That's a good one to start. If you're ever not sure what to say, just fill time by pointing out how close we are to having our ultimate. That's a nice one that always works right there. So now we have our ultimate, in fact, and 2 people have already been picked off. They've lost both their healers now, so this fight's not going to go super well for them because they just have no staying power now. And we've captured the checkpoint. Doesn't effectively matter we've captured the checkpoint, because we do still need to get it to the end of the track to actually win. Ooh, a little bit of a scuffle with the other Hanzo over there. Ooh, don't stand still, don't stand still, don't stand still. There's a Hanzo out there. There's a Hanzo out there. Like, we literally just saw the Hanzo, and then we were standing still in a position where Hanzo could see us. That's a no-no right there. Not really why we died, but that's still a no-no. Don't want to stand perfectly still, if at all possible in general, really, but, like, especially when we just saw Hanzo. So, unfortunately, C9ing happened also. Very tragic, very sad. Very bad, sad cry frown. Oh, look, Hanzo got play of the game. What a skillful man he is. So, I think, I mean, oh, we're right at the end. Let's see what we got on our recommended videos today. What's the YouTube algorithm come up with today? Almost 3,700 exactly. Nice. Come on, what you got for me today? We've got same old, same old. I like Northern Lion. That's all fine. Don't know who this is. 22 things I wish I'd known sooner in Stardew Valley. Enable annotations. Yeah, annotations, right. I like Jim Sterling. You know, given what I do on a daily basis, it's surprising something like that hasn't shown up sooner, to be honest with you. Yeah, Hacker, tried to pawn this one off on me before, I ain't about it. Bill Burr, no reason to hit a woman. How women argue full from you people are all... Okay. I don't know where that one's come from. I assume that's a stand-up routine, right? Jane, smart man, smarter than me. See, it's like, oh, you've seen this video. You want to see the video again? Perhaps, you know? Well, you know, maybe sometime, but not like a week after I watched the previous time, you know? And I don't know who this person is. See, this is the thing. I follow a man that does Slay the Spire, so they're like, oh, you like Slay the Spire, right? I do like Slay the Spire, but I don't know who the fuck these people are, and you keep trying to show them to me. At this point, I'm not watching them out of spite. So YouTube algorithm, that's a solid, like, 2 out of 10 right there. Very bad. See me after class. So, basically, we do some pretty greedy stuff. Basically, we're like, you know, I'm gonna just try and, like, sneak around the backside here and see if I can just, like, you know, get some kills. And, you know, that's great if it works out. You know, you kill some men, good times, good times. The problem is, though, that, like, if they respond at all well, which, you know, halfway up Masters, you'd expect them to be able to respond at least decently, then all that'll end up is actually ending up happening is we'll die. And I think we failed pretty much every attempt we made to go through that room on the side at the first checkpoint. The very first one didn't really go badly, but the rest of our team got killed while we were doing it, so it became bad after that. It never really worked out super well. Have I ever told you the definition of madness, so on and so forth? Something Ubisoft, I think. yeah, so we do some greedy stuff. Yeah, that was the time we hit the Anna, and we were like, I'm going in. Like, that was mad greedy, yo. You know, aim better. Meh. The standard, always applicable thing. Which is, you know, sadly with heroes like Ashe and Widowmaker, after a point, like, it basically just becomes get better at clicking on the bad men, you know? Because, yeah, there's more to people like Anna and Widowmaker and Ashe than just click on the bad men. But after a point, there's only so much you can do outside of click on the bad men well. So it does kind of just become that after a little while. But, yeah, the only thing that really stood out to me is we do some greedy stuff. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. And I hope you found the video helpful. I'm gonna go sleep now.